What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're picking this one back up right after we just got done starting this car and I got everything cleaned up in it. So in the last video I ended up getting the charger mounted, the push buttons mounted. So we did get that figured out. The wife was just out here and gave me a hand. We got all the brake split on the car, got the staging brake kind of adjusted to where I think I like the rod length. And pretty much now at this point, I'm gonna try and get this one set up so I can get my alignment done. Maybe I can get over there tomorrow morning. So me and the wife have to go to the Secretary of State tomorrow. We have an appointment at 9 o'clock so we can get the title swapped over for the red caliber that we got. That way we can get the plate and everything moved over and we can actually drive it because the orange car did spit the slave. She was just out here and she gave me a hand bleeding the brakes on this white car here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the wheels and tires on and I'm gonna set it on the ground and I'm gonna kind of set ride height with it. We'll get the alignment done. And then I can get my braking miles on, and then hopefully after I get my braking miles on, I'll be able to get my car over and get the roll cage done because the material did show up. When did it show up? So the material actually showed up on Friday. So as soon as I get my braking miles done, then hopefully I can get this car over there and we'll get the cage put in it, and then I can corner balance the car, set the ride height, and then as soon as that is set, then we can get it back to the shop, get the alignment double checked, and then we're looking for the racetrack, guys. Realistically, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to get the alignment and a dyno before we get to the track along with the cage. I do need the cage in so I can put the harness in because there's no way I'm gonna use a factory seat belt. I'm just gonna wait till the cage goes in. I'll get my harness ordered. We'll hang all that stuff in there and then we'll be 100% legal. I won't have to worry about getting kicked out. So that's where we're at with this one. Got the brakes bled, so I'm gonna get this guy set on the ground, kind of set the ride height, get it ready for the alignment. If there's time available, then I will come back home. We'll get this car shoved in the trailer and then we'll take it up and get the alignment done and then get it back home. And then when we got good weather, we can start getting braking miles in. So you can see that Mark's car is still wet. So it did rain off and on all day. And I didn't really get a chance to do anything with his car. Doing whatever we can around the garage to start moving forward here with the weather that we got. If I do the alignment on this car tomorrow or whatever happens and we get back and it's raining and I don't get a chance to work on Mark's car and this one's waiting for the alignment, it can sit and that's fine. This engine kind of tore down. I'm just gonna pull the cam gears, the timing set, get the ATI balancer off, tear the whole front end of the engine down, and then I'm gonna pull the camshafts out of it, pull the oil pump off because I do have billet oil pump gears that I'm gonna put in it. They're over here on the other toolbox. But yeah, let me go ahead and let me slip this car back together here and let me get it set on the ground. We'll see where the ride height is from ground to fender well, and then we'll make adjustments based on all that stuff. Okay, so got the wheels on. Before I put it on the ground, I was gonna set the toe real quick, just to eyeball it, because I see that the left front does stick out. And trying to set the steering wheel. We got a little bit of movement, so when I try to set it, it just falls right back. And we ain't okay with that. I gotta take this hub off, or this hub right here off, and then tighten the nut that holds this spacer down to the steering column. And we should be ready to rock. Like a 13mm bolt, something like that, I believe. I go ahead and I'm gonna get this hub off. We'll make sure that that is what's loose and that the steering shaft or anything isn't damaged. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'll get that tightened up and we'll stick this thing back together. All right, so that is the case. The hub does move separately of the nut or the screw here, and it looks like it's actually loose. So, yay! Like I said, I thought this was a 13mm headed bolt. So I get some Loctite here. Paint her up all pretty. Yay! We do not want this guy coming loose. Let's go ahead and start it back in. I imagine there is a torque spec for it. I just don't know it off the top of my head. There we go. Much better. Much better. There we go. We are tight. So, the wheel kind of straight here. Let's go see where our wheels are at and then kind of bring them in a little bit just to kind of eyeball the toe. I know it's not gonna be perfect, but at least get it close. So let me get this toe set. I'm gonna put trans fluid in it. I'll fire it up again, run it through all the gears, make sure we're all there, and if we're good to go, then I'm gonna go ahead and we'll set this guy in the ground and we'll see where that ride height's at. Well, here we go. See if we know what we're doing. I know I made some mistakes, but we'll see if how many other mistakes we might have made. Here we go. Let it run for a minute. Let me get the Bluetooth hooked up. Alright, let's see if we got her. So I got the shift light set at 2000 on this app, and this is what it does. Hey guys, that was 62 miles an hour, so we got all 5 forward gears. Let's see if we got reverse. Yep, I can lead off the car, we're spinning backwards. Alright. God, I love that smell of ethanol so much. I really miss that. Let's get this thing set on the ground. Let's check that ride height and see where we're at. I got all my tools set up for the alignment here. I got a tool bag. I'm just gonna go ahead and chuck all these tools in, so as soon as I get the okay, I got everything ready to go. I could just throw it in the truck, put the car in the trailer. We're on our way up to get that done. Luckily enough, I am close to a shop that we can do this. But yeah, so let me get this filter out, let me get the soft fill plug in, get this thing set on the ground, see where we're at for ride height, and see where we need to change, if we need to change anything. The fronts are actually at 27 inches from ground to wheel well, so they're dead perfect side to side, but the rears are a ½ inch different. You know what, I'm not even gonna worry about that ½ inch. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set the alignment. We're gonna drive it, get our braking miles on, and then I'll finally worry about corner balancing it once the roll cage is in, so that way every bit of weight that's supposed to be in the car is actually in the car. I'll put it on the scales. I'll put 200 pounds in the driver's seat to make up for me, and then I'll get this guy balanced out on the scales, and then we'll get the final alignment, we'll get the alignment rechecked, and then we'll start looking for the racetrack. But at least for now, where the car's at, I can get an alignment done. We can put this thing on the road and I get my braking miles in, and thank God for that, because it's been a long time coming. Definitely, I wanted to be out in the spring to race with this thing, and then the whole coronavirus thing happened. I started cutting hours, started spending money a little bit slower on the car, pushed everything back, and then the delays in shipping and everything else with all the suppliers and everybody making these parts and trying to get them out, kept pushing everything back. But we're here now, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this intake on. So I gotta pop the hood, we'll put that guy on, and I'm probably gonna wrap this one up for the night, get my tool bag ready. Hopefully I can get back into town and get an alignment done on this guy tomorrow. If I can, braking miles are coming, guys. If I can't, then I'll come back in, or I'll start tearing into the motor on this car if it is raining. If I got good weather, then I'm gonna try and get those parts put in Mark's car, but the roads are pretty wet right now. It's supposed to rain again tomorrow, so it all depends on what time we get back, what the weather looks like, how soon I can get the rest of that done. Probably just put his car right on gate pressure to begin with, because I don't know what kind of spring it's got in it. For all we know, it could have 22 to 25 pounds worth of spring. So we're gonna figure out what it's got for a wastegate spring by seeing what it'll actually make just on the gate, and then we'll put a little bit of boost controller on top of that. Let's get this car ready. Let's get this tool bag put together. That way, if I got the green light, I can move forward. I'm not dragging my feet or trying to do anything else in the process, and I can get all this stuff done. It all comes together so good, guys. I'm so happy that this car came out like this. This color looks so good. I really dug this copper, and I'm really happy with how it came out. Just got to take care of this abomination. That's the only thing horrendifying the rest of the project here, is this and that wastegate, or the wastegate arm. Yeah, for now I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to make passes, guys. Just trying to move forward so we can actually have some fun. I think that's about it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put all my tools in this tool bag here, make sure that we're ready to go. I'll actually probably just put them right in the car, and then see what I can get for a schedule tomorrow for an alignment. And either tomorrow or Tuesday, hopefully we'll get that done, and we can start putting miles on this week. So if I can have the miles on this guy by like mid next week, depending on the weather, we'll start putting her in boost, see what it does. Took all the preload out of the wastegate. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna tell the boost controller to just make gate pressures. We're gonna go out, we're gonna make some rips, see where the air fuel's at, probably take a little bit of timing out of it, start bringing the boost back up, make sure our air fuel is right. And then once we get up there about 25, 26 pounds, we'll probably hang it up for now. We'll go to the track and we'll see what it looks like. Because like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to the dyno before then. But once we get it up there, 25, 26 pounds, and air fuel's looking right, timing's a little bit lower than we would normally run, we'll go to the track, we'll see what it does. Or if I do get the chance, we'll go to the dyno, and then we'll just start leaning back on it with timing, see if maybe we can make some more boost. We'll see if maybe we can go from 26 pounds up to about 30, and then if we got good air fuel and everything is happy, we'll start feeding it timing and see where power goes. I'm gonna wrap this one up for the night, guys. All right, guys, we ran up to town earlier and we took care of that plate and everything with the red car. I stopped at the shop and they said that they did have time to squeeze me in for an alignment. I got the truck and everything hooked up to the trailer already. Mark's car's out of the way, so now I just gotta back this guy out. We'll load him in the trailer and we'll get up there and we'll get this alignment done. Turbo on this guy definitely sounds sprightly. Right. Gotta sit up here. Brake on real quick. Car's loaded. Double check the fronts. Make sure they're tight. Okay, keys off. Keys out of it. All right. So yeah, we'll get some air in the tires here, and then we'll get up there and get this alignment done. Alright guys, so I didn't do any filming in the shop, but we did get the alignment done on the car, and then I went ahead and got a bung welded in the in the downpipe, so now we can actually see wideband. So, gotta get this guy home, button up a couple other things, and then it looks like we got some pretty good weather today, so I'll probably start working on Mark's car, and then as soon as we're done with that, we'll start getting braking miles on this one. So, in the meantime, we get another run of bad weather. I'll go ahead and I'll get the windows cut from that Lexon, but my dad does need that tool back, so I'm gonna run that over to him. He'll take care of that. He'll take care of what he needs to with it, and then I'll get the tool back, and then I'll get my Lexon cut, and we'll get all the smoke windows put in here. But for now, I'm just gonna put the clear ones in the back, leave the glass in the front, just so I can get braking miles, and then we'll start moving forward. So we're gonna get this guy home, get her unloaded, and we'll pick you back up. All right, so we got her back home. Let's get this guy fired up and get her back in the garage. Without side mirrors anymore. I could usually watch the cables and see where I'm at, but I can't. Alright. Put her in the garage. Yep. Have to get a little snotty with her. Got my parking brakes that works. Let's see how good it works. Alright, hey, it's holding it. That's the parking brake from the, it's got this little lever thing on it. I'll show you guys that. So you flip this guy over and it grabs these notches in the brake. Put a little pressure against it. As long as your foot's not on the brake, if it's on the brake obviously it won't work, but put it in gear, go off the clutch. I'm trying to stall the car, so I know the brake's holding it, so that's awesome. Well, we got it back home. Got the alignment done. Got the what?
Temperature has been reached.
Thank you. Tablet just told me engine operating temperature has been reached, so we're at 160. But yeah, so we got the wideband put in, got her back home, got the alignment done, and now I just got to put the back windows in it, and we got weather like we got right now. I can try and get some braking miles, but I got to try and get Mark's car done here first. So let's get that car pulled back over here, and let's get the overflow put in, and then
we'll go from there. I do have to order a vacuum block because the one that I have only has one fitting. I thought it had an in and an out, but it's got a dead end, and because it's not a pipe thread, it's got an thread. I think it's -8 on either side, and then it has one barb, but I don't have another -8 to a barb, so there's nothing I can do to try and put it together. So I'm gonna have to order one for Mark, and I'm just gonna order a small 3-port one. That way I can do, or a small 5-port. That way it's got one in and out big line that I can use for the brake booster line. And then I'm gonna block one of the fittings off, and I'll use 2 of them for the boost controller and the fuel pressure regulator. But yeah, so let's get all that stuff taken care of. Let's at least get Mark's car ready for that vacuum block, and then maybe we'll see if we can start working on some tuning the way it is, and we'll just take some boost controller right out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull his car around, and we're gonna get working on that guy. Yeah, awesome.
So as I was saying earlier with the fitting on this vacuum block here, it's got a lot of ports on it, and we could use it, but I'd have to buy a different fitting anyway because it is like a -8 O-ring, I think is what it is. Yeah, it looks like it. It's an O-ring fitting, so I'm assuming it's an AND fitting. So unfortunately, I can't just go buy another one of these fittings right from the hardware store like I thought I was, because I thought these were NPT. I didn't realize they were AND, and if they were, I was going to buy 8th NPT plugs and plug 3 more of these ports, and then just get the 3/8. What I was hoping would have been like a 1/4 inch or 3/8 NPT to a 3/8 barb, and then I could just put this in line to the brake booster hose. So we're still going to do that, but I just ordered a different block for him. So the block that I got is going to have 1 in and 1 out on either side. On one side it'll have 2 holes, and on the other side it'll have 1. So we're going to plug the one on the back.
So unfortunately guys, right here, for whatever reason, when the GoPro went to cut from this video and make a second file when the video file gets long enough, it cut it off right while I was trying to explain a little bit with the vacuum block here. You guys will get a little bit more information on that vacuum block when it does show up here within the next couple of days and we actually put it in the car. Losing that video file, I did also lose a part with me removing the front bumper up to the point where you're going to see right now, as well as me actually mounting the coolant overflow to the car, plumbing the hose, and then putting the bumper and everything all back together with it. So what you're going to see is the bumper's going to be off. I'm going to play with it a little bit, and then you'll see the bumper come back on, and then me sit in the car.
I was actually getting ready to fire the car, and it's starting to rain. I don't know if you can see the sprinkles on the windshield, but I do got the window open here just to kind of air it out. It's raining. I'm not gonna be able to drive the car over to my buddy Matt's tonight, or at least get a good wide open throttle pull with it. So there's really no point in me trying to do too much with it. So I gotta, like I said, I'm just trying to get logged into my HP Tuners account here, unlock this file, save the changes that we made, and then as soon as I get a chance, we'll get out here and we'll start ripping with the car and see what it does. There we go. So we got our tune changed here. When I get a chance, hopefully it don't rain tomorrow and I can get out here, and then I'll hook up to the scanner, make sure that I get my wideband calibrated right to HP Tuners, and then as soon as we're reading right there, we'll take this guy out and we'll start making rips with it, see where we're at. We'll see what we got for a tune here. If we're fat, we'll start pulling fuel. If we need a little bit more, we'll add a little bit more. But at least at this point, I'll be able to log wideband, so that'll make it easier for me than trying to watch a video, compare it to the TAC, and then go in and figure out what cell I should be in. So we got that taken care of. So I'm gonna shut the shop up. We're gonna go over to Matt's. I'm gonna help him push that Bronco in, and then if it's dry when we get back, I might try and take the car out. If it's not, or we end up staying over there later and it gets pretty dark. I don't really have much I can do with this car at this point other than try to drive it and get the braking miles. I could get the windows cut, and then I gotta cut that driver's door out and put the manual window regulator in, and that might actually be the next thing I do, is get that passenger door done, and then I can work on the glass after that. So got everything kind of caught up. Just waiting on a couple more parts for this one, for that vacuum block, but I am gonna shut the shop down, guys. I will bring you guys back in later with whatever we end up doing out here. We were over to Matt's a little bit later than we were planning on last night. He's going to pull the topper off, so I'm gonna run back over there and give him a hand pulling that off. I'll get back over here and we'll see what we can get done today. Fortunately, today, again, it's wet. Everything is just soaking wet, so I can't take this car out and make any rips with it yet. It's actually still sprinkling a little bit here, so Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to drive this car at least until later today if it does clear up. I don't know what the forecast is going to look like all day, but right now it's too wet. There's no way I'm going to try and go out here and see what we're looking like for the tune on this one. Well, guys, it was tempting. We got a nice piece of sun, but I can see some more clouds rolling in. And I did look at the radar here, and it looks like there is a bit of rain that's going to come from Bay City. So I'm going to wait until that passes and see if anything follows it, and make sure that this storm here that's going just under Edenville doesn't get thicker as it comes across the bay. And if the storm does subside, we're going to try and make a couple rips with Mark's car here. If it does pick up, then I'll have to wait it out and see if I can get some dry roads. But as far as that goes, I'm pretty much at that point with his car right now. Everything else that I can do at this point without driving it to check the tune is done. So as soon as I get an opportunity to put this thing out on the road, which I was just out there a few minutes ago, and they are still a little bit wet, but with as windy as it is, if we don't get any rain from that bit that looks like it comes through, then it might dry off by the time I actually get out there. But if it does bring on some rain, then I probably won't get a chance to ride with it tonight, because I don't think it's going to dry off quick enough, because it's already 5:30. So if the road doesn't dry off, there's no way I'm going to try and take the car out that late with deer and everything around me. So again, the road is cold, the road's a little damp. So if it dries off and we don't get any more rain, we'll definitely get out there and we'll make a pull. But I got to play this by ear. So just give us a few here. We'll see what that weather does, and we'll make the determination whether we take this car out tonight or if I try and take it out tomorrow, because it doesn't look like it's going to rain for the rest of the week. So at least if I don't get it tonight, we'll get out on the road tomorrow with the car, and we'll see what the base tune looks like pretty much from what we got to what I changed, and we'll make adjustments based on that. And then in the meantime, if we do get a good solid tune on the car and I can get that done by tomorrow, then I'll park the car here, wait for that vacuum block to show up, and we can start getting miles in this guy. I'll let the weather pass here and we'll see what we're gonna do. Well guys, I guess it's a good thing I decided to wait a few before we decided to go and take the car out, because of course, as we expected, it's raining. So yeah, now I gotta get all my stuff inside here. I'm just gonna take that stuff in the house, move my trash in, but gotta go pick up some groceries anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut the garage down for now. And then it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to actually get out with cars tonight. I do appreciate you guys checking me out for the day. That's gonna be a wrap for Mark's car today, unfortunately. You have yourself a good one, stay safe, and we'll see you at the track. Thanks.